This is a Schwinn Axum bottom bracket. As you can see, it doesn't have sealed bearings in it. I just got a brand new Schwinn Axum. I didn't even bother riding it with this stock. I ride in a very sandy environment, and I just wanted to get a sealed bottom bracket. They're very inexpensive, and the direct replacement for that is it's a Shimano part. It's the BBUN300, and this is the tag of the box that it comes in. This is a direct fit. I took the stock bottom bracket to a bike shop, and he measured it with calipers, and he came out with this part number. So far, everything seems like it's gonna fit, no problem. The bottom bracket bolts right up, and I'm gonna go ahead and install that now. And I want to use anti-seize on the threads, because even though there's grease in here, I cleaned it up. But these threads, when I took off the existing bottom bracket, were almost completely dry. So if you ride with that, you're gonna have a hard time even trying to remove the existing bottom bracket, because brand new right out of the box, I had a hard time getting it off of there, and I almost had to heat it up to get it off. So you do need a spline tool to remove the existing bottom bracket, and it also works with the replacement. So, and this is very inexpensive. These, you can get these for about $20. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it and see how it goes. These are pretty straightforward to install, but I figured I'd show it anyway. There's an R for the right side of the bike, L for the left crank. You're gonna pass it through the frame. Be careful not to bang the threads up. These are reverse threaded, so you're gonna turn counterclockwise towards the front of the bike. You'll feel it go in. If you feel a lot of resistance, you're likely cross-threading, so you just back off, start again until you feel it running smooth before because you will ruin the threads in the frame and the bottom bracket. I'm gonna use the Park Tool anti-seize. It's the ASC-1 on the threads, and then from the other side, you can see you're gonna use your spline tool to install it. So I'll show you that next. This is the spline tool that you use to install the bottom bracket. And remember, you're gonna go counterclockwise. You're gonna go towards the front of the bike to tighten this up. I don't have a torque wrench, and I'm not really sure. I couldn't find online what in nanometers, what the torque specs were, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you can find it. I just didn't go crazy tight. I went real tight, but not crazy tight, and that's good enough for me. Right, this is the left side. Pretty straightforward, except the only difference is this side. The other side, you went counterclockwise. This side, on the left side of the bike, the crank, you're gonna go clockwise. But notice you're always going towards the front of the bike, the way you're spinning it. Same thing on the other side. This is a way to remember. I'm gonna put anti-seize on it, use the spline tool, and lock it down. Okay, and the stock Axum crank arms, I put a little bit of light grease on there. They bolt right up. They're just completely smooth now. The stock bottom bracket, I hadn't even ridden it yet, and it was already binding right out of the box. Like, the bearings were all crunchy, and there wasn't even dirt in it yet. So this is a vast improvement. The alignment between the frame, it looks really good. And so far, I think the chain line is going to be identical to the stock one. That's the benefit of taking the existing bottom bracket to the bike shop, and he measured it all up. So this should be a direct swap out, just real cheap. It's under $20. I think I found it on Amazon, so I'll put a link in the description.